Well, good morning. This is Bonnie from stampwithbonnie.com. And this morning I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on how to make the peony flower from the Peony Garden Suite. So the things you'll need are your peony dies, and you will need the large flower, and then there is also this second, third, fourth dies. These 4 dies make up the flower. And then you have your leaves. There are 4 dies for the leaves, and there's also an accent die for the leaf. So you need those. As you can see here in my display how that works. And then the little brown piece in the middle. So those are all the pieces you need to make the flower. So the first thing I did was I took my Blushing Bride cardstock and I cut out the 4 pieces to the flower. And then I took the Pear Pizzazz cardstock and cut out the 3 leaves. I used Old Olive to cut out the accent pieces. And then I used Early Espresso for the center of my flower. So the first thing I did, I grabbed my little silicone mat, and I'm going to be using my pick tool a lot because I can't pick things up. Okay, so here is my first piece I need. I need this flower. So the first thing you're going to do, so here's the real flower I made. It's very pretty. So we're going to take the first piece and we're going to pull the back forward and push that backwards. We're going to take the second piece and we're going to slide that inside there, like so. And the goal here is to see this notch on each piece. The goal is to line that notch up. So when you slide that in there, you find that notch and you line it up. Like so. See how that worked? So if it's off, you will see it, but it needs to be lined. You can stick your finger right in that notch and that'll set it in there. So then I took a glue dot and I just put it on that notch and secured that spot like so. So there we have the first layer done. So again, we want to open up the flower. See how that is? Then grab the third piece. Again, we're going to slide that inside the flower. Line up the notch. Again, we're going to put in another glue dot on the notch. Hold that down to secure it. So now we have 3 layers done. Again, we're going to open up the flower, pulling the bottom forward, grabbing our 4th piece. Now slide that in. Whoops, I got it upside down. Silly me. That's why I can't find my notch. All right, slide that in because I knew it slid in just a little harder than the others. But you just crinkle it around a little bit, slide it in there. It'll fit. And again, line up that notch. Keep pulling it through. Oops, it got caught on something there. There we go. Line up that notch, okay? See how that is? Okay, then we're going to add another glue dot so that we can secure that. 4th layer. Right there in the notch. Okay, so now we have all the layers and our flower is put together. So now we want to add the the Early Espresso center. I'm just going to use another glue dot here quick because they work easy for me. And I'm going to put that into the center of the last piece, like so. Put that in there. So now my flower really doesn't have a lot of depth to it, so I'm going to take my mini dimensionals and I'm going to go from the back layer forward and I'm going to stick a mini dimensional in there to give it a little depth. Okay, and again between the second and third layers. Just brings it up a little more, gives it a little more depth. So there you have the construction of the flower. I'm going to set that aside for a moment. So now the leaves. Each leaf actually has its own accent piece, and they all match just right. So I'm going to use a little bit of the multi-purpose glue here, and I'm not very good with this glue. I really do not do it well, but I'm going to use it anyway. I usually end up with glue everywhere. Kindergarten gluing just never got along. Very thankful for snail. All right, so there's my first leaf. See how that looks nice with those two colors together. I'll set that aside. Here's my second leaf. And each leaf with its accent, they match. You will know if you have the wrong accent on the wrong leaf. Okay, well, I guess it's decided it's ready to go on there. So this is going on the long, nope. Yep, it is going on the long slide there. Okay. Set that aside. And then the third leaf and its partner. Okay, now I'm going to put the glue on this one. Nice thing with this glue is that it's forgiving, so when you don't get it just right, you can move it. So there you go. Now I have my third leaf. So then I took my flower, my peony flower, and I'm just going to add some glue dots to my leaves. And I don't care which end you do. I'm probably doing it backwards, but put that one under there and glue it on. That one there. That one there. And so the last thing I did, as you can tell, it needs a little color and a little shape. So I just kind of brought some of those, just kind of worked with it a little bit to give it a little shape. Bend it out. And the last thing I did is I took my Flirty Flamingo ink pad and my sponge dauber, and I'm going to accent it just a little bit. Because it really helps it a lot to give it a little accent. Really does kind of bring it out a little bit. you probably want to do that before you attach the leaves, but hey, it works. And there you have it. And there is the peony flower.